something that excites me.
The highs of being David Beckham and the lows.
These are the guys that follow us day in and day out. Follow your kids, follow your family, follow your wife. For me, it's taking it a step too far.
The next time I see David Beckham, it's on a jet back to the UK. It's a chance to quiz him about private air travel and his new hairstyle.
It's convenient getting these, isn't it?
Very. It is nice to have this, and it's great.
Yeah.
You know, I do love it.
Why'd you get your hair cut? Did the wife tell you to get it cut?
She wasn't loving the long hair, I must admit. And to be honest, if I'd have known what everyone else was thinking, I'd have done it earlier. Because since I've had it cut, they're like, seriously, we're so glad you've cut that long hair off.
And when are you developing the haircut for the World Cup? Do you actually think about it? Because you did, didn't you, with your Mohican? Didn't you plan that one?
No, not really. Not really. I was bored, and I just thought, why not? Just do it.
How did that go down with Sir Alex Ferguson?
He told me to shave it off. He come over, he said, what is that? And he went and got me a razor. I think it was Fabian's, Barthez's, and he said, go and get it off now. So I was in Wembley in the toilet shaving my hair.
Good, well, it's a good day actually to get you, because it is a Sunday, and we got the Sunday papers back in England. And what is great about this is you make it into every paper. Do you know that?
Really?
Now I had the opportunity to see if what the newspaper said matched reality. We had on film the exact moment a headline was created. The headline, boasting Beckham torments Arsenal, came from this press conference.
They're a great team. They've got a great manager. They've got great players. You know, they might not be playing well at the moment. It sells papers. They don't want to hear me saying how great Arsenal are and how great their players and how great Arsene Wenger is. You know, I'll just come out with something like, you know, it might be a bad time for them, and then they've turned it into something else.
Beckham, I can't do Brooklyn's homework. A massive whole page on page 3 of how you can't do Brooklyn's homework. You said this tongue in cheek.
I'd said in jest, you know, Brooklyn's homework's so hard, sometimes I have to pass it on to Victoria.
What is the most stupid thing you've ever read about yourself?
There's too many.
I heard a rumour that you never wear a pair of trainers twice, that every time you put a pair of trainers on, they're a brand new pair. Is that true?
That's nearly true.
Is it?
Yeah. But you know, all my mates and, you know, some of my family, they all take the other trainers. It's not as if I just throw them away and, you know, actually these are my new ones actually. I read a silly one about me the other day that I only wear my underpants once and then throw them away and get a new pair. And I was seen in El Corte Inglés in Madrid buying like 30 boxes of Calvin Klein, which is not true.
But apparently
I don't wear old pants, but I wear, you know, I don't wear them just once.
Another favourite subject for the tabloids is David's tattoos.
Are tattoos addictive?
Very. Very.
Are you addicted to the pain of it, or are you addicted
Funnily enough, I know it sounds weird, I actually enjoy the pain. At first it hurts, but then, you know, you start to enjoy the pain. The only one that was a bit sore was the one on my neck, which also caused a lot of controversy, and people were saying, what is he doing, you know, has he totally lost it?
I'm not a believer in tattoos through my upbringing, but I know his dad's got a tattoo, and at the end of the day, you know, if you're asking me should he have had tattoos, I would have said no. But he's had tattoos, so what? At the end of the day, it's his body, it's his life, he can do whatever he wants.
People turn around and say, you know, people have tattoos because they're not sure of themselves or other things like that. You know, there's a whole thing around tattoos, and you know, it's a personal thing for me. It's not something for everyone else. Everyone else can see them, of course, but it's a personal thing for me. You know, when I do decide to do something, it doesn't matter what anyone says about that, whether they'll like it or not. You know, I'll do it, and that's the way it is for me.
I could see that David takes most of what the papers say with a pinch of salt. But having witnessed the media circus that surrounds him, it must be hard to read certain headlines, even when you're so used to media intrusion.
I think fame takes some growing into and some getting used to, you know. I think that David's matured over the years. He's understood what he has to do now. I think when I first interviewed him, there was a kind of a freshness about him. There's a joy about being famous. I think he's had a bit of that knocked out of him in a sense, and that's the price you pay, I suppose, the kind of scrutiny that you're under.
It must be very hard for you to trust people. A lot of people come into your life, and every one of them can potentially make money off the back of you. You have that sort of...
horrible thing,
yeah. It is kind of a weird thing. It's like, I mean, the amount of money I'd get for selling a story on you is more than I'd get for making this documentary.
Yeah.
So it must be quite hard for you to trust people.
It's impossible to trust people, for me. And I don't like being like that because, you know, I'm not that sort of person. But I've been sort of made into that person because there's been so many things and so many people not let me down, but just sold lies on me. And I think that's the tough part to do, because we could be suing people every week, every day. There's a different story that is not true.
The morning after the flight from Spain, I'm at a promotional event with England's football stars. It's the launch of the New England kit.
The new kit does just look great, of course.
As England captain, David takes centre stage.
All you've got to do now is emulate Bobby Moore and win the World Cup for us.
Well, that's what we want to do. You know, we've got the talent in our team to go all the way.
He's been captain for nearly 6 years now and playing for the national team for almost 11. It's an international career that's been intensely scrutinised by press and fans alike.
Well, best of luck with the back and everything. I'll see you tomorrow.
Some of his most memorable moments, both good and bad, have been in an England shirt.
Beckham's free kick. Number 3!
I think what made David Beckham for me was when he got sent off against Argentina, you know, for a silly foul, you know. I'd rather him gone crunching and really smashed the geezer to bits, you know. From that moment on, you know, there was kind of the making of the man in a way, because it could have finished him. And it finished him around a lot of the stadiums, you know, a lot of people went against him.
By having a flippant moment and, you know, retaliating, you know, the guy became one of the most hated icons in football.
People hung effigies above him, and the criticism he got after '98, what more can hurt him? You know, what more can hurt you after you've gone through that?
For him to come back and be captain of England and to pick yourself up off the floor makes you kind of a special person, I think, you know.
And it's as captain of England that controversy has continued to follow him.